It's critically important for the therapist to understand the patient's subjectivity. I don't think you can really reach the patient without understanding as much as possible about their life history and their current life situation and their goals. And for the therapist, the patient also has to be able to understand the therapist's subjectivity. And the more the patient and the therapist can accomplish that, I think the more the patient can make progress and the therapist can be helpful. And in terms of its relationship to research, one reason, I don't know a lot of research that's been done empirically on understanding the patient's subjectivity, but I do think control mastery theory is very helpful in allowing the therapist to reach into the patient's current experience. I think a lot of qualitative research, I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure a lot of good qualitative research has been done on trying to understand phenomenological research on the patient's inner experience. And I also think there's an important matching that goes on in terms of shared life experience. If the therapist has not shared, especially the patient's traumatic experiences, he won't fully grasp the patient's subjectivity. And it probably goes the other way too. That's why it's important for therapists to be self-revealing, because the patients have to know that the therapist has gone through similar life experiences as the patient. And certainly research could be and should be done on how well the degree of understanding of the Francesca wanted me not to focus on outcome, but in terms of process. In terms of the process, I think the patient and the therapist are always trying to find a common meeting ground, and where their subjectivities can, I don't think you can truly overlap, but you can find points of contact. And the process, a lot of it involves maintaining those points of contact for like the duration of the session, if possible, with the exception of certain kinds of testing that goes on where the therapist can only infer what the patient has experienced, but has to step back and not share the patient's inner experience while they're doing passive and active testing. You actually need to remove yourself from it, because that's what the patient could not do as a child. They could not remove themselves from the parent's subjectivity.